Barefoot Cavalry, barefootcavalry.com. For a hamburger today, I will gladly repay you on Tuesday. Posted July 25, 2018 by YoJack454. Money makes politicians run. Kickbacks are the lifeblood of politics. It now appears that the immigrant crisis, which has been festering since 1997, has been a moneymaker for organizations at privately operated immigration and customs facilities. Churches are reaping big benefits from the law that George W. Bush enacted with his signature. Not only did W. sign the bill, but his administration lobbied Congress incessantly. This bill passed Congress in a unanimous vote. We see here that there's money to be made. We know Congress had its hand out for every crumb. Nancy Pelosi calls tax cuts crumbs, while she's the biggest crumb snatcher who has been walking the halls of Congress for almost 60 years. Nancy and Steny Hoyer cut their teeth in Senator Brewster's Washington, D.C. office. Brewster was under a cloud of graft himself. Some things never change. There are no differences between Republicans and Democrats in Congress. They are the same thieving lot. Only one has stripes and the other has spots, so that their supporters, jockstraps, can line up behind them and feel good about the America they envision. Politicians sell lies and take bribes. Insider trading. The Obama administration had much less couth than the last Bush administration, and of course, Obama was known to order $65,000 worth of hot dogs and pizza from Chicago to the White House. It's illegal to bring food into the White House. Ask the Secret Service. The Catholic Church advocates for illegals and has teamed with leftist lawyers to represent unaccompanied children and children separated from their parents. Monies from the federal government to the Catholic Church will more than likely pay for these leftist lawyers. In other words, we fund these ticks. Now we know why Pope Francis is so interested in the plight of the dreamers. It's money in the bank. During the Obama administration, nonprofits were profiting, while Tea Party organizations were hamstrung by the IRS at the behest of Democrats and Republicans in government. As the federal government sought to resettle in a program known as the Refugee Resettlement Program, believe it or not, many resettlers in this program were Muslims. They are our friends and neighbors. Don't lay down with the snake, boys and girls. Not only are the Christian nonprofits involved, but the leftists have gotten involved as well. Can you tell the difference between the Christians and the leftists at this point? The Ethiopian Development Council, U.S. Committee for Refugees and Immigrants, International Rescue Committee, Hebrew Immigrant Aid Society, all help seal the doom of American society for the want of a buck. When President Obama spoke, his voice was no different from Paul Ryan's. Remember Paul's beard? Was he an ISIS sympathizer like the refugees of Muslim ideology? So during the Obama administration, $1 billion in annual revenue went to volunteer agencies who went on to become contractors to the U.S. government. They are active in 37 states and the District of Columbia. Compound that with the flood of communist-leading Puerto Ricans who may have been moved by non-state actors seeding clouds to alter the weather. Not only has the American voter been forgotten by the Republican and Democrat parties, which are actually the two wings of the deep state party, but Christians in America have been forgotten by their church leaders. Every new immigrant group is frisked at the door and welcome. Dominic, go frisk 'em. In some cases, parish churches, which became unviable due to diminished attendance among American churchgoers, have been leased to Islamic societies. The crosses have been replaced with crescent moons, of the Canaanite fertility god Moloch, whose name has been changed to Allah by a Bedouin camel jockey. Psalm 106, 34 through 43. They will not destroy the peoples as the Lord had commanded them, but mingled with the nations and imitated their ways. They served their idols and were ensnared by them. They sacrificed to demons their own sons and daughters, shedding innocent blood, the blood of their own sons and daughters, whom they sacrificed to the idols of Canaan, desecrating the land with bloodshed. They defiled themselves by their actions, became adulterers by their conduct. So the Lord grew angry with his people, abhorred his own heritage. He handed them over to the nations, and their adversaries ruled over them. Their enemy oppressed them, kept them under subjugation. Many times did he rescue them, but they kept rebelling and scheming and were brought low by their own guilt.